The Life of Johnny Appleseed. Have you ever heard of a man named Johnny Appleseed? He lived in our country long ago. He walked all over our land in his bare feet. He planted a lot of apple trees. Johnny Appleseed wasn't born with that name. It was a nickname. His real name was John Chapman. He was born in 1774 in Massachusetts. Back then, many people in our country were moving west. They were called settlers. They wanted to build new houses and set up towns. But they couldn't just build a house wherever they wanted. The settlers had to plant fruit trees first. The trees proved that they would stay and farm the land. John had a great idea. He went out west before the settlers got there. He planted apple seeds. They grew into young apple trees. John sold those young trees to the settlers. John traveled for miles and miles planting seeds. He didn't ride a horse or ride in a wagon. He walked, and he usually didn't wear shoes. He preferred to walk around in bare feet. John didn't want to live in a house. Most nights, he slept outside under the stars. If the weather was bad, he might sleep in a friend's barn with the animals. John was caring and kind. He was gentle to animals. He loved to tell people stories and make them laugh. And people loved to tell stories about John, too. Many people think that John wore a pot on his head all the time. But history experts say that story is a myth. They think John put a tin pot on his head once to make a little boy laugh. People told the story over and over again. After a while, some people thought John wore a pot on his head all the time. We still tell stories about John Chapman today. We remember him for being a kind, caring citizen. Most of all, we remember him for all the apple trees he planted.